We are one whirling, wailing murder ball headed towards this tower. This week on Hapless Heroes.
At what point did it start to occur to you that this is all dangerous?
I don't know. I just kind of bumbled into this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave, and I have been your... I have been, and I will continue to be, and that, most importantly, I will be today, your host
Spit it out,
and Dungeon
Dave.
Master for this evening. But regardless of where we are in the temporal stream, regardless of when, regardless of how we've gotten here, our cast remains the same, and I shall introduce them the same way I always do, starting from my right with Francesco as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
I have a plan.
To his right, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Onward and forward!
To his right, we have Zach as Parrot of Lincoln Woods.
Hello, time to kill.
And occasionally Pregnart.
Tonight? Am I pregnant tonight?
I don't know. You're in the air
Yeah.
somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Hello, I do not like to kill, but sometimes it's necessary.
And to their right, we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
I feel like I've been stabbing zombies for like a month.
And to her right, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Always at my service.
As we left off, so long ago, but not so long ago at all, we were about 1,000 feet from a tower off in the distance. That's 300 yards, 150 fathoms.
Yeah.
Are there still like zombies all around us?
How many Edward furlongs is it?
Roughly a fathom. I mean, we're gonna round here, so 150 those two.
Cool.
I'm just gonna assume that 6 feet, something like that. Regardless of whether it's Edward Furlong, Edward Norton Jr., or Edward Teller, it's morbid time out here.
Oh God. So we are like I said, we at this point, like after we've defeated those like ghosts that assaulted us, like we're still kind of just carving our way through oodles of zombies as we push towards this tower.
Yes. Nothing of particular note that can't be just immediately smote out of the air or isn't instantly dissolved by Jarrell's aura of Jarrell.
Well, I did want to clarify, because I have, what are they called? The spirit guardians around me. One of them looks oddly like what's his name? Saint Cuthbert. You've all seen him before, and one looks like a much younger Joseph the Just, and he kind of gives Felix a wink. And then one looks like a human, a lot like Jarrell, if Jarrell were a human and not half-elf.
Interesting.
Just with a longer beard. But Jarrell doesn't have a beard, so this guy has a beard.
With the wink. I feel like it's a little. I'll make a note of the wink. Interesting. Okay, yeah. Because I remember you did say in our little like cast chat you wanted to like retcon to like make sure that everyone knows like.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have them as the spirit guardians.
Makes sense. Yeah. They're in you. You hugged them into you, so that's pretty cool. All right. But like nothing. Okay, like I remember at the end of the last episode, right, or the last like session we had, we were looking out, sort of, essentially to like between us and where this tower is. Right now, we've seen in other places like some of the larger undead, the bone constructs, the titans, the yada yadas, right? The big scary boys, but none of them are directly in our path currently.
Not
Correct?
currently, no.
Okay. So I'm gonna just I guess just be in my own Felix self, just being like, come on, we can't slow down. We gotta keep moving as fast as possible before anything else gets in our way. We can't let things slow us down. We gotta get to that tower.
And the only person that has to run right now still is Quinn, because I'm carrying Paradil and you're both on the crab.
He's
I'm keeping up. I'm right here.
Thanks again, buddy, for carrying me.
Of course.
This is Paradil speaking. Just in case you, Jarrell, forgot what my voice sounded like.
I didn't.
Can I just say also the tooth whistle that you are consistently able to pull off as Paradil that just kind of seems to happen naturally?
That is not on purpose.
Yeah, but it's just it's so perfect, and it has almost become just in my mind a part of that character's voice for this many years.
I'm so glad that is not a speech impediment in your mind, and
It's not.
that's just something I do.
Oh,
I think it's just intentional. Yeah.
I
It's
wonder
like
how
the-
that happens. Maybe there's just a tightness in my tongue and hard palate or something when I try to do that voice.
It's the same way that when I talk as Felix, I inevitably just have a lisp, and I don't try to do it. It just happens.
Right.
So
Can't do it on purpose.
sorry, just a little. Didn't mean to sidebar too far there, but I just wanted to note that because we've been doing this for so long, and I just it's something that I notice every time. It's super cool.
You're welcome, everyone.
Sorry, Dave, you were saying.
Yes, so 1,000 feet from the tower, and you guys are getting a move on now. So let's say we can even map this out just a little bit. Hello, calculator. So 1,000 divided by 6.
Is it a straight shot to the tower, or do we have to kind of go through
No, it
the
is
tower?
literally a straight shot down this this radial.
Yeah, that's what we were. That's why I was trying to just look straight ahead of us, right, and just see if there was if there was anything big in our way. Because if there isn't,
Because there
I
were
want to
big
get there
things,
before.
yeah.
Yes, and I just don't need anything else slowing us down. All that's gonna do is slow us down, and I want us to go in with all of our guns loaded for the real fight.
Right.
And because this was asked earlier, that is 429.18 washing machines and sinkholes away, assuming the sinkhole is the same size as the average washing machine.
Nice. Oh, we all get the temporary hit points from Hedrick? Did we get those last time?
This is an encounter we are in, so I guess we would. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
How many was it?
I think it was 20. It's equal to his level. So
Okay. So y'all get 20 temporary hit points.
I would say, by the way, if you guys were to sprint, which is 60 feet per turn, which is 6 seconds, I napkined math a few things out. It would take you 102 seconds, which is just under 2 minutes to get to the tower from where you are.
Yeah.
Hector's normal move speed is 60.
yeah, but we don't want to we want to be part of the murder ball. We don't
That's
want to
true.
we don't want to
Okay.
detach ourselves from murder ball.
So this is a couple of minutes to get to the tower.
I mean, that's all we got.
Yeah.
Which
Wait,
my Spirit
wait.
Guardians have
Is it?
another 7? Probably.
Did I grab a dimension door? Should have. Did not. Son of a bitch. Well, too late now.
All right, so we get to the base of the tower then without
All
running
right.
into anything
So
else?
yes,
Well-
moving along, you do start approaching the tower, and as you get maybe about 500 feet away or so, you'll notice it isn't quite white. It isn't quite tan. It's almost like kind of flesh tone.
Ew. Is this whole tower made of human skin?
Yeah.
Or just skin.
Right.
Getting a little bit closer, it's not really so much that color as it's going between reds and kind of pale bone whites.
Wait a second. I'm gonna try to send Slim ahead since I'm riding on Hector right now. I feel pretty safe. I'm just gonna kind of grab onto Boris a little extra tight, just to make sure I don't fall. And I'm gonna try to send Slim ahead to like scout and like kind of get a better look before we get there.
Getting into the area of the tower, you get the sense of how truly immense it is. We're talking, it could be easily 1,000 feet in diameter and possibly miles high. Slim has gotten close enough to find that the tower is primarily constructed from bones. Many, like just orders of magnitude of bones compressed
Just
together.
Compressed and interlocking
Yes.
and all
Compressed
that.
and interlocking, and rivers of blood flowing like they're parallel with the surface, although as though the tower has its own gravity holding it there. Like a
Sounds really
flowing
tacky.
vascular mortar in between.
Interesting.
Vecna really commits to a theme if he's decorating clearly. It's
What?
kind of like
A
little
miles high
much.
tower of bone and blood? Yes. Vecna has committed to his theme.
It's the BBET, the Big Bad Evil Tower.
Yeah.
Animate the tower, Pregnart.
No, it's much
I
too
think it's
large.
too big. Yeah,
Much
it's
too
way
large.
big.
Also, I feel like that would just be a disaster.
Yes, then we have different disasters we could do here. The square around the tower is quieter than you would expect it to be right now. The din of the milling about zombies and other various ravenous undead seem to be a little more distant from here than they were on your walk to this area.
So, like,
Are there
as
any
we,
like non-human or non-humanoid zombies?
I'm
There's some
certain
of
that
those
there
bonework
were.
ones. I know
Yeah.
they had those.
Yeah, there will be some of those kicking around. There's definitely some necromancy afoot.
Are there any of the
Yeah.
grave titans at all? you see
None that you
those?
can see right now.
That's good.
So, anything else you guys want to know about this area?
Does it seem like there's an entrance to the tower?
Well, yeah,
Is there a
that's-
moat?
That's kind of what it was going to be my next sort of like, at least at a glance from the direction that we are approaching that I've set Slim up, is there any sort of apparent entrance at all?
No. There appear to be no
Of course
actual
not.
openings on this tower in any way, shape, or form that you can find. It might take some time to send Slim around the base, but as far as you can see up, there are no windows. As far as you can see in this square area from side to side, there are no doors.
How close are we now? Is there a moat or anything like that?
Well, I assume that at this point, if you've continued walking up, that whatever you have seen by Slim has been confirmed by you. No, there is no moat. You could walk right up to it and touch it with your hands if you wanted to.
Jarrell holds out one of the Omni bombs to Felix. Do we blow our way in?
You know, I don't hate the idea. Why don't we set it to max?
That was a rather large explosion. Do we have enough time to get back far enough?
Okay, fair point.
Boris
same
holds
time-
her hand out in the direction of the grenade.
Just, please, sir, may I have a grenade?
I mean, I can hop in my bag of holding and hang out with Unjeeves for a second.
Does Jarrell remember how much, how big of an explosion was? We said it once.
Well, we did, but
we
also,
threw it off the boat.
We also stated that results are unpredictable, and each of these could do something completely different, as if to signal that it is at the DM's discretion what it does at any given moment in time.
Yeah.
How about that?
I guess the first thing Jarrell will do is just try to hit the tower and see if I can
Of course you would.
break
Of
through
course.
the bomb.
Yeah, of course.
Because I
The
only
very
have 3 Omni bombs left. There was no restocking those.
Right.
Do you warn Paradil about this before you try this with him still on your shoulders? I'm assuming.
No, he figures you're down for the fighting. Yeah. You can jump off if you want.
Right. Yeah. I just don't want my reaction time to necessarily be based on yours completely.
Right.
But I'm down to hit the tower with you.
Okay. So we're cleaving at the tower.
Yeah, let's
God.
cleave at it.
So
Hey.
I just want to set the scene, right? Because like we walk up, like we've just like finished slaying like a bunch of stuff. We've like found a clearing. We have like a second to breathe, and you're just like,
There's a wall.
ha, evil,
Yeah.
evil
Ha.
tower, yeah, evil tower, ha.
It's very Sir Lancelot from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
Just sword against stone.
yes,
right.
and
Bone.
well, sword against bone. So what happens is much akin to what happens the first time you swing an axe at a tree that you're trying to fell, and it just kind of sticks in there a little bit, and you have to wiggle the edge to free it.
Okay.
You have made a millimeter of dent in a 1,000-foot diameter tower.
Run
Okay.
away!
Yeah.
We go back. We pull out the holy hand grenade.
I think you need a large wooden badger.
I'm just gonna like look at the other 2 people that are with me, Boris and Quinn, and just be like, no one wants to like make a plan or like discuss things anymore. It's just hit things. Like it's always just been hit things.
I just wanted to see how brittle the wall was. Now I know the Omni Bomb is probably the best way to go.
Boris pulls a sledgehammer out of her pocket and running at the tower goes, ha! And hits it as hard as she can.
Make me a quick make it a constitution roll. Like saving
From the
throw.
ringing
for
in her hands.
A
From using
Constitution
a
saving
sledgehammer.
roll. Let me
Yes, it's essentially roll against bat shock.
Right.
Oh, that's not good. 14.
Your fingers are tingly. It has no practical effect on what's going on, but they're tingly and it's kind of annoying.
I guess I'll just look at Quinn then and just be like, okay, so like you're not gonna just go run off and hit this thing too, right? Like you have some like we just like talk about this for a second, or am I really just like are the words I'm saying just evaporating into the air?
I love listening to your plans, Felix.
I don't believe you, but thanks.
Well, I'm certainly not going to run at this tower, so...
No. I will examine though, like where Jarrell did smack it. Like at least there is like some indication of minor damage, right? You had described that.
Yes.
So it's like, you know,
it's hard to undersell how minor this damage was, but it was damage.
Completely understand. Okay, but before we set any bombs or anything like that, let me just try to see how fast I can get Slim to, if not do a lap, at least like try to scope out a little bit more of the circumference of this place before we just, start with the brute force.
Yeah, they might have like a Florida room in the back that Vecna usually leaves unlocked or something like that.
I'm also going to commune with the powers that be in my brain to just see what what we could figure out about this here tower.
Ask him if there's a Florida room.
Sure. Just give me 1 second. I would like to, I guess, maybe with the assistance of Larry somewhere up in here, roll an Arcana check, maybe, or something of that.
Who's Larry again?
My Larlock, my patron. I call him Larry.
Clever.
So he just to kind of see maybe if I can understand the types of magics at play here, what we're dealing with as far as this tower and how to manufacture a way in before we start making with the explodings.
Okay, so you're looking to consult with Larlock, I guess?
Yeah, let's just talk about the composition and makeup
Okay.
of this here tower here, and maybe have him help me figure out if there's a way to magically create an entrance before, we again make with the explodings. So, Does that seem reasonable, or?
So, you mean to ask me, for a given tower of bone and blood, roughly 1,000 feet wide, miles high, and answering only to the whim of its master, an interdimensional god of death and destruction, with virtually limitless power if there's going to be a way to open a mundane door? And I don't want to sound any more patronizing than I am required to be as your patron, but are you for real right now?
Hey, listen, I just had to check before we start doing things that are a little bit more drastic. Is all I'm asking. That's all. Just figured if you had any insight. But that's good. This is fine. This is good.
Insight. This is a place for insight, though.
Uh-huh.
Here's what I would think. There is no villain of greater magnitude. There's no villain of greater infamy. The one thing he won't be able to stand is being upstaged.
Now we're talking. All right. Hey, crew, listen up. All right. There's one thing we have to do here. We have to really make an entrance. We have to make our presence known. We have to make our presence undeniable. So that Vecna has no choice but to come out of his hidey hole and face us himself.
Jarrell hands out 3
Jarrell,
omnibombs.
I was going to say, Jarrell, how many omnibombs do you have on you? Yes.
3.
I say we set these fuckers to maximum, all 3, and place them at the base of this here tower in maybe a few different locations, and run like hell.
The challenge here is, do we run around the tower placing them and then run away, or do we all go in separate directions? I place one and then place another, and then another places the third.
We should be placing them at the same time. I want
In
this
the same
to be,
spot?
No, in 3 different places. Like, we go, we like coordinate, and then we like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, and then set them and then run away.
This sounds like a great plan. Boris holds out her hand excitedly.
Jarrell signals to Dedu, flying in the air above us. Birdman! Birdman! Come down here! And Dedu flies down.
Okay, this is actually not a terrible idea.
Jarrell has to Pregnant, can you handle setting this for 1 whole minute?
Yeah. Wait, what?
We're going to try to blow up the tower.
Oh, good idea.
Here is a bomb.
Wait. Maybe we should think this through for just like 1 second. Okay, Pregnant, listen, buddy.
Yeah?
Come here, listen very closely, okay?
I'm listening.
And I'm going to essentially, like, using, one of the omni bombs and like pointing at the different, like, sections of it, do my absolute best to explain
like
in
Rocket
great,
and Groot.
in great detail how to set this for a minute. Right, because it's not as simple as just turning a dial, right? You have to kind of like move and move some things around, and do things, right?
Like you're teaching your own child how to use scissors for the first time level of care.
Is that a check that I can make as far as like how well I articulate this to Pregnart?
Sure. Let's call it persuasion.
Okay, I'm really good at that.
You're welcome for me not calling it deception, I guess.
I'm good at that too, but I'm not lying. Is that a... That is a 9. Okay, so plus 11, 20. Modified 20.
Does Pregnant need an
Anyway.
insight?
A modified
Yeah,
20.
Do I need a
so-
check?
No, I think it's pretty clear. It's there weren't too many steps in a row. You should be able to handle it.
Yeah, and I also tried to make sure that at every step of the way, I had Pregnart show me without actually doing it. And I had to like slap his hand away a few times from actually like turning the things or like moving the stuff.
Like this?
Right? No, Pregnart, hold on. Just. Yes, like that, but don't actually, like, not until it's time. Like when it's time.
When it's time, don't do it.
No, when it's time, then you
But do it now?
Right? No. Not now is not the time. The time
Now?
will be no. I will tell you when the time is. In fact, we should all establish right now when that is.
Right now.
No, not now. Right now. And I pull the Omnibomb away from Pregnart, just like temporarily, just like Pregnart, I'm gonna give this back to you as soon as like when we're ready to send you to where it will be time to do this.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my idea. Since Dadu can fly, we have him carry Pregnart plus bomb to the top and drop one right up there. And then we set 2 more at the base. And then, like I said before, we run like hell and watch the fireworks. And hopefully, we get our fight. Objections? Concerns? Questions?
This sounds decent to me.
Dadu, you're gonna fly Pregnart all the way up to the top. Pregnart, when you get to the top of the tower, you are going to set this like I showed you and drop it onto the top of the tower, and then Dadu is going to fly you to safety. Do you understand?
Yes.
Pregnart, it is imperative that you do this correctly because
I don't know what that word means.
it is very important that you do this correctly. We are all counting on you. We all love you, and we don't want to see you get blown up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And we
I
will
think
all
I
be,
understand now.
and we will all be so proud of you once you've done this.
Well, your explanation was very persuasive.
This sounds dangerous.
Yes, of course. Yes, it is. Everything here is dangerous. Like there is. This is just danger. 211.
The god of death, dangerous relative.
This seems dangerous. Like, at what point did it start to occur to you that this is all dangerous?
I don't know. I just kind of bumbled into this, so.
Let me just say, compared to where they do and I just were, it could be far, far worse.
Wait, where were you? You went somewhere else?
We'll tell you later.
Terrible naked man.
Oh no.
Okay, you know what? We're just gonna. Do you know the plan? You understand the plan to do? You got this. Just fly Pregnant to the top, let him drop the bomb on the top, and then get out of there.
Dadu's gonna cast mage armor on himself and then take off.
I'm gonna hand Pregnart the Omnibomb back. And remember, Pregnart, when you get to the top, you drop it on top after setting it for a minute. You got it?
Pregnart gives you a nod and a very knowing blank stare.
Beautiful. I can only accept that as his complete and utter compliance and understanding. So they take off, and I'm just gonna hey, Boris, let's go plant one of them. We got the crab thing.
Yeah.
We might be able to just.
During the course of that conversation, Boris had tried to swipe one of the other 2 Omnibombs.
So do you already have it?
Well, I'm inquiring with the DM. Boris had tried to swipe one of the
You're
other
trying
2
to
off
swipe
of
it from whom?
Me.
Jarrell had pulled the 3 out, right? When we had the 3.
I'm just trying to think. Does Jarrell have the tools to stop you?
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so.
Yeah.
I rolled a 31 for sleight of hand.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah. Like, I don't think Jarrell literally possesses the tools to beat you on this roll.
So
Yeah, I don't
Boris
think
is
so.
already holding the Omnibomb for this conversation.
You're just
having
being very
with her,
convenient.
then, yeah.
Yes.
She's sitting on Hector already with the Omnibomb in hand.
Okay, great. Jarrell, you're the slowest here with all the armor and all the clanking and thing. Like, we got Peridot with the moon shoes.
The moon juice?
Take Quinn as your backup. I will go with Boris. Jarrell, be at the be our rendezvous point. Okay, be our beacon. We will run back to you once these are set, and we will all watch the fireworks together.
So you're going to split the party to plant the bombs.
Briefly, just like to kind of get these at least like separated enough, like not like too far away where we're gonna be like totally fucked. If like I'm talking like maybe a few 100 feet apart is all I'm like suggesting. You know what I mean?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I can work with that.
And then we're gonna kind of like we're gonna almost make a triangle, right? So like Jarrell will be sort of our anchor point. We're gonna like go off diagonally, set the bombs, sort of try to time it from when we see the dude get to the top. We all set the things, and we just run back to Jarrell, and let's see what happens. And we all cower behind him and his magnificence.
Boris is also wearing her Hellhound Skull helmet for this task.
I'm so down. I'm into it. So that's the plan. Let's go. Hey. Start making just random.
As soon as you say "let's go," Hedrick
Boris, Hector.
No, Hector. Thank you. I was going to say Hedrick. I'm not riding Hedrick towards the tower.
No,
Hector,
he's not here.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. And also, Hector's probably a little faster. Hector Hector takes off as soon as you say "let's go" at like top speed in the direction you pointed him.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I just how far apart are we putting these things? 100 feet, 200 feet?
I'm thinking like at least. I mean, if we could do 300 feet apart, I feel like that's at least enough of a
300
distance
feet. Okay.
to kind of like, I don't know, just create a nice like big.
Okay.
I don't know. Hopefully
I'm
that's
just
a
kind of
large
looking
enough
at.
radius. I mean, you said this thing is like many, many hundreds of feet, like
It's
across.
1,000 feet in diameter, or 1,000 feet, diameter. So the circumference would be 3,141.6 feet, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like setting like especially with what we're setting these to, if we could just kind of like get like this.
You're just looking for a little bit of spread.
Yeah, and to like help
explode.
Yeah, because if we could just like sort of crumble the facade, we might be able to at least expose the interior. We'll see what happens.
All right, so I mostly have what looks like you can kind of see like sort of an arc there with those 2 dots along that.
Yeah, more or less.
Those are
It's
about your spots along the tower there.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the audience, Dave just kind of held up like a very cursory diagram just to make sure to confirm that that's like how we're placing these is how we're all picturing it. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, that is exactly what I had in mind.
So yeah, at two points about 300 feet apart from each other along this arc, and I just want to say, like, let's say I'm looking at the tower from, the east. So to the north would be the left, to the south would be the right. As you guys came in, I'm sorry, from the west.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So left to the north, right to the south. Who is at each point?
I say Boris and I headed north, so we sent Quinn and Peridil south.
Boris and Felix are at 1. Peridil, Quinn are at the other 1. And where is Jarrell?
Well, I sort of had him like be there as sort of our watch and anchor point, like
so sort of in the middle here.
Yeah, in the middle, sort of away from the tower.
Middle, let's say maybe a good 70 feet away from the tower.
You didn't want me to go with either group and then meet.
I mean,
back
if you want to, you can follow whoever you want,
Yeah.
buddy. I just wanted to make sure that we're rendezvousing to you.
Right.
So where are you going to be then, Jarrell? Where are you starting from when we?
Quinn and Peridil are going off on the other side, right?
Yeah.
I'll go with them.
So, okay, Jarrell is with Quinn and Paradil on one side. Boris and Felix are on the other. Okay, lovely.
And yeah, let's get to our spots. Let's set these for the full minute, and let's start running. And hopefully, Pregnard and Dedu do their job as well.
It's guaranteed.
All right. So, yeah. I would like the person planting the bomb at both places. Felix, I presume you're planting the first one. Well,
I was
actually,
the
no,
one to give the
Boris.
instructions.
Boris
I mean,
has it, but-
okay, I sense Boris's excitement, so I'm going to walk Boris through setting it for a minute.
Okay. Excellent. So, Boris, you'll be doing it. You'll have the benefit of a help action. Who is going to be planting the bomb at the other side?
Jarrell probably.
Darrell, fantastic. You can have access to help actions from anybody on your side who chooses to give you a help. So then I would like Arcana checks from both relevant parties.
Arcana checks.
It's an arcane device that you're operating.
With advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage. You have a help action coming from someone who actually knows what they're doing with the Arcana.
Too bad I can't give you my proficiency bonus.
I mean, worst case scenario, I have stroke of luck now.
That's true.
Okay, let's use.
Do I have a bardic inspiration at all?
Sure.
What is it now for you, Quinn?
Oh, that's fine.
Wait, I don't know. No, bardic inspiration I don't think can be used on skill
Apply to
checks,
this?
can it?
Yeah, I can.
Is it skill checks?
Skill checks, attack rolls, saving throws.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Then that's fine.
21, because I rolled a 19.
21. Fantastic. And let's see, Jarrell, you were doing the other one, right?
Yeah, Quinn, what's your
A D12.
12? Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm 15 bard now.
Okay, well then I got a 21.
Fantastic. Okay, so not only are both bombs planted, but with the exact same score.
With the exact same proficiency.
Yes.
So we
All right.
place them and run back.
So
Yes,
the bombs are placed.
Yeah. And we just need to
So
run to what we would presume to be a safe distance.
Okay. Wow.
Which I don't know what to presume that would be, but I would say let's give us a couple 100 feet at least of clearance, if not more. Whatever we can afford ourselves, honestly, or just find someone to hide behind besides just Jarrell.
So, about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they say about the best laid plans of mice and men and heroes that are hapless. As soon as the bombs are planted and armed, what appears to be some sort of bubble/force field pops up, surrounding all of you and both of the bombs that have just been irrevocably armed for 1 minute.
Yep.
When you say a force field surrounding us, what do you mean by that?
Like shimmery purple domey light.
Yeah. No. I understand what a force field is. I'm talking about like how is it surrounding us exactly?
As in, so it starts at about 10 feet past bomb on the left. So where you guys were starting, goes all the way to 10 feet past bomb on the right and arcs out maybe about 150 feet or so out from the wall. So it's just big enough to include both bombs and all of you inside of it, plus the area in the middle.
How high does it go?
It's spherical from the ground, so it would also go up 150 feet high in the middle, and maybe at the very edges, not quite as high, but kind of arcing up pretty sharply.
I can't even tell that a spell was cast, right? Like it was just
No,
it just
you
kinda
couldn't even
happened.
tell anything was cast. It was just snap. And a voice calling out from in between both parties. Childlike and gleeful. You shouldn't be in such a hurry to run. The fireworks are about to start. The remember this childlike figure. I believe you killed him with a gazebo once.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Whoops.
Do we see this? The zombie child thing?
Yes. Looks like a small, evil pope standing in between both parties, maybe about 150 feet between each of you. And the timer is set, and you have 1 minute. As that parses out, that's exactly 10 combat rounds. Roll for initiative.
Yes. Oh, God. So are we all in the same bubble? This is not like separate bubbles.
Yes, you are all in the same exact bubble.
We're just...
all of you.
There's just both... Our groups are essentially intersected by
yes,
demon baby popes.
Space and demon undead pope. The thought of Vecna.
What a fucking shame to get a nat 20 on initiative. It's like...
I got
But
yeah.
Dedu and Pregnard are still they're clear of this bubble, right? Dedu and Pregnard flew off.
Yeah, they're like up
The Dedu and Pregnard are not part of this bubble.
All right.
Okay. So I will say that the thought of Vecna stands equally distant between the two groups of you. Both groups of you are about 150 feet away from the thought of Vecna. We have rolled into initiative, so our turn order is Felix, Quinn, enemies Jarrell, Boris, and Paradel. So yeah, Felix, we're at the top of initiative. We're at the left node, 150 feet away.
Would this be considered a fiend or just undead?
This is medium undead.
Well, never mind. If it was a fiend, I could cast Hold Monster on it at will without using a spell slot. Fortunately, it is not. So we're just going to open up the way that I know how, and that is with shooting 5 fucking Eldritch Blast beams at it. So I'm gonna roll separately for each beam,
Fabulous.
and they're all plus 13. So let's hope for some good stuff. Okay, nothing, no crazy numbers, but as far as like no nat 1s or nat 20s. But the lowest I have is a 17, and then it goes from there 21, 25, 28, and 31.
Okay. So
Damn.
nothing under 16 then.
Nothing under 16.
Okay, good. Not that that means anything, because all those were way above it, and those will all hit then. Okay. Now, what kind of damage was that again?
This would be force damage. So I didn't roll the damage yet. That was all
Okay.
just to hit, right?
Okay, just double checking, making sure I'm not having to come up against resistances or anything.
Yes, this is all force damage. So these are
Alright.
all essentially 1d10 plus 5.
All right.
Oh, and I'm sorry. There should only have been 4 attacks, not 5. I miscounted.
Okay.
I was looking at a different number. So
All right. Drop your lowest, and it doesn't matter anyway.
doesn't matter. I mean, yeah. So 43 force damage.
All right. 43 force damage, and there is no resistances there. Nothing that can take that off. All right. So it takes the 43 right to the chin.
And some additional things happen because this is a repelling, agonizing blast of lethargy.
Okay.
I have all the goddamn eldritchifications affecting it. Its speed is reduced by 10,
Okay.
and I'll push it 10 feet towards Jarrell.
Thank you.
Okay. So it has now gone 10 feet this way. So it is 160, 140.
And the reduction
Yeah,
of speed
usually have
lasts
that
until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Till the end of your next turn. That's fine. All right. Do you have now? Did you do any moving or anything like that?
No, I just kind of I stood and fired.
Okay.
So once that's done, so I'm with Boris and I'm on Hector.
Sure.
Oh no, I got off to help her set the bomb, so I'm just on the ground. I am gonna wait. I'm much better in combat when I'm not up in the face of the scary thing. So I'm actually good back here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get Slim into position at least, so that once people start getting into melee, she can start, distracting and offering help. So I'm gonna send Slim flying. I think her fly speed is 60 feet towards the creature. It's how far away? Let's see. We're equidistant from it, so it's like 75 feet away or something like that.
Sure. Well, actually, let's see. How far? No. There's 300 feet in between you guys. So Boris and Felix are 160 feet away now. And Paradil, Jarrell, and Quinn are 140 feet away from it now.
Okay. Slim is now 60 feet closer, so she's 100 feet away then from the creature. I just want to get her into range, so as soon as Jarrell starts smashing, he can start doing so with great impunity.
All right.
And that would be my turn after that.
All right.
Conserving my strength. Not trying to get too fancy yet.
Sorry, trying to look in a few different books at once while I do this. Okay, that is your turn. Quinn, it is now your turn over on the other side. The thought of Vecna has been 10 feet closer. It is now 140 feet from you.
I'm going to take, I think, visual advice from Felix, and I'm not going to do anything this turn necessarily yet, but I am going to dash toward him and then bardically inspire Jarrell.
Okay. So your move is 30, so that would be a 60-foot move.
Correct.
So 60, that's 140, so that's now 80 for KW.
So brave.
80, and you are bardically inspiring because
Hopefully this is my moment, one way or the other.
Yeah, well, you're also expecting Jarrell to be running with you, right?
Also
this is
true.
all happening very fast, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, Jarrell, help me! Come with me! Be brave!
Or you did it at the beginning and then dashed the 60 feet.
One of the, while I was dashing. Who knows?
Yeah, it doesn't matter which order it was in. It's all happening more or less simultaneously. So
Right.
you've done your move. Yeah, so dashed is the action. There's your bonus action. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right, fantastic. Enemies. All right.
Oh shit, now I'm the closest during their turn. Fuck.
You're so brave. You are so brave.
Damn it! Jarrell, why couldn't you be faster?
I rolled pretty good for Jarrell. I rolled a
You
19. There's nothing I can do about it.
First thing we are going to do is, let's see, we're going to cast Create Undead.
There's no corpses.
That's why he's creating them.
Right.
A Tower of Bone and Blood has more than enough material.
Right.
Shut up.
Well, that'll make some holes in the tower at least. Which was
That's
the
true.
end goal. We win.
That's true. Yeah, right. If anything, this guy is now damaging the structural integrity of this tower even further. It's only going to make these bombs more effective. That's the right way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of Vecna starts speaking in eldritch tongues, raising its tiny little noodle arms up into the air. And out from one of the rivers of blood, traversing across this tower of awfulness of Vecna's, crawl two bonework skeletons. Fun things
Great.
from our past.
Yeah, familiar, evil, terrible shit.
Yeah.
Well, now there are multiple enemies.
So, do that.
Wait a second. I have that spell too. I can make my own too.
Dead versus dead.
Holy shit. You see a literal light bulb appear over Felix's head.
Fair enough. All right, so we've done that.
I like the implication that Felix just wants to make his own like cleverness so obvious. He's so vain in that regard. That
Incredibly.
He prestidigitized a light bulb.
Yes.
Okay.
If the DM would allow me to do so as a free action.
Yeah.
He's
So we're
like,
going to
"Yeah,
do that,
sure."
and we're going to, let's see, we are going to attack using Necromancer's Bolts. Let's see, can see within 30 feet of it. No, we're actually not going to be firing Necromancer's Bolts because nobody is within 30 feet of this guy.
Good,
So
because
what
that sounds terrible.
going to do is move 30 feet out from the tower. So just a little bit further out. And see the devastation Lord Vecna brings. And the Bonework skeletons, one dashes off in each direction, since they're now onto the scene. Let's see, move speed 40 feet. They've got nothing else they're doing, so they are going to move, and one of them's going to move 80 feet, so halfway from the thought of Vecna to Boris and Felix, and the other is going to move 80 feet, which, oh geez, that's enough to close with Quinn.
You're so brave, Quinn. You're so brave. At least you got new
Now,
armor
let's see, that's a move, that's a dash, so that's not a, that doesn't leave us any attack, but it gets us all nice and close and nasty and all up in Quinn's grill. So that will be the end of enemies, and we will move on then to Jarrell.
Jarrell will dash to keep up with Quinn, and the Bonework skeleton will immediately take 3d8 damage from my Spirit Guardians, which are probably at the tail end of what time they got.
Well, I would say because this is a 1 minute combat that they will be around until the end of this, but no further
Good.
past that. So 3d8. Now, are you rolling that 3d8 or am I rolling that 3d8?
I will roll it,
Rollin'.
and it is 13 radiant damage.
13 radiant damage, okay?
Again, they have to save though, so they take half
What
save
save do they
if
make
they
against
save.
this?
This is a Wisdom save against a 19.
Okay.
You got this.
Yeah, it definitely does not save.
Okay, so yeah, it just takes that full
All right.
13 radiant damage.
All right, and let's see, they've got... Okay, sounds good. So you have done your moving. So Jarrell and Quinn are there. Paradil is still hanging back because we haven't gotten to his turn yet. All right, you've got to move. You've got a dash. You've got an action. Well, a aura action. So not really an action. You had to move an
Right.
action. Anything else you got going on?
Nope.
Wonderful. Boris.
That's me.
Yeah, that's a you. So you are still with Hector over by Felix.
Yep.
160 feet away from the thought of Vecna and 80 feet away from a Bonework skeleton.
Perfect. I will ride Hector the full 60 feet he can go, his normal speed,
Okay.
in the direction of the skeleton.
All right. You
And-
have done so. So you are 20 feet away from it.
Yep. And I will use my human determination to throw my trusty dagger with advantage.
All right. What is it conferring you advantage, by the way?
Human determination.
It's a feat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. When I make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, I can do so with advantage. Once I use it, I can't do so again until I have a short rest.
Fantastic. Sounds great. All right.
With the advantage there. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Yay!
20,
I was
wonderful.
hoping that would happen.
Oh. Well, you have a lot of dice to roll.
Yep. So wait, if I nat 20, we do all the. Is it a max damage plus a roll worth?
Plus the roll.
Okay.
That swings both ways.
So does Quinn.
Hey.
46 was my roll, and then max damage is 11 plus 60, 71.
So get it all together
116.
is
46 plus 71 is 117.
holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Wait, you got 117 damage with a dagger?
Crit. It's the magic dagger.
The magic dagger and all that. So yes,
And
the,
all this and the sneak attack, right? Because she had advantage. So like it's not just
Yeah.
the dagger, it's
damn
the
son.
This is like one of those like prison shiv stabbings where they like just kind of like sneak up
Right
and
in the
stab somebody
kidney.
like 25 times.
but like she
Okay.
did so by throwing it.
I still had the power of the
Oh.
propulsion of Hector behind me, so as I threw the dagger, it literally just like splits the skull of the skeleton clean in half like a cartoon. Both pieces kind of like fall sideways like a peanut shell off of the top of the body.
Yes, like this thing is just utterly wrecked.
Is there a peanut inside?
I mean, the thing is, like, I feel
would
like
you
it's
know?
it's a pretty clever trick. It's like she had to essentially confer herself advantage in order to do that because of the fact that like you won't get sneak attack unless you know
Yeah.
those conditions are met. So that's pretty smart.
That was pretty fantastic, and it resulted in a very Deadwood bonework skeleton.
Fuck yeah,
Cool.
Boris.
Yeah,
Good job.
Good shit.
that is
Good
pretty
shit.
damn awesome. You got anything else going on your turn? You've done some move, you've done a little bit of acty, you've done some attacky. Anything else on
No,
your...
Boris like blows off her dagger like it's like a musket and like spins it around her finger and slides it back into her I don't know,
Ooh.
dagger pocket.
Fabulous. All right,
Just flare.
and rounding out initiative order, Paradel, what do you got going on?
Where's my nearest enemy?
Your nearest enemy is 140 feet away from you. You are at that exact far right edge of the bubble if you're looking at it from west to east.
I thought the
Um,
bonework skeleton was 60 feet away from us.
Oh, yes, you're right. The bonework skeleton is 60 feet away from you. You're right. I forgot. That one has not yet been destroyed. So there's that one 60 feet away plus 140 feet away is the voice of the thought of Vecna. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because the one that was quote unquote 60 feet away, I thought it was like up in Quinn's face now, right? Because
Yeah.
it like ran up to him, and then
Yes.
Jarrell ran up to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move 25 feet towards it
All right.
and take aim with my heavy crossbow, Gladys Knight.
And go ahead and try to pip it in the head then.
Come on, Gladys.
That's a 17 to hit.
All right, so let's see. 60 minus 25 is 35. And that, what was that to hit?
17.
17. That does hit.
And it's 10 damage.
Wonderful. Now, is that magical or non-magical, Gladys Knight there?
Is Gladys Knight plus anything?
No. Yeah, the Gladys Knight is just non-magical piercing.
Yep.
Oh,
So
shit.
it does have a damage resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons. So it is going to take 5 damage.
It's okay.
All right.
You'll introduce it to Defunk and Denoise soon enough.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then, yeah, I think that's my turn.
Okay. That is the end of initiative, and that is a great place for me to call this particular episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. Ladies, gentlemen, listeners of all persuasions, if you like us, you can find us on the internet. We're in such places as Twitter for as long as it continues to exist at Hapless Heroes, Instagram also at Hapless Heroes, Facebook. If you continue to fuck with Zuck, just look for Hapless Heroes podcast.
What's up?
I'm spending a considerable amount less time
I'm fucking with Zuck.
on Twitter.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Specifically.
but don't you worry, dear listener, because what Dave's about to tell you is really the place where you can really find us.
It is. You want to know
Isn't
what it
there a
is?
place where we don't really have to be controlled in our social media by like a weird multi-billionaire like overlord who is just highly questionable. Isn't there just a place where we can just all kind of like chat with fellow nerds, Dave?
You're right. It is. It's a place we go, and it's not in Ontario because it's not in Marineland. It's our Discord server.
Woohoo! Where we are the
Where we're the
overlords
wild,
of
wacky
the
beasts
domain.
that you come to see.
The Bond villains.
Yeah. The pets of the Bond villains, each with our own individual freaking laser beams on our head. But yes, come to our Discord to hang out with us in our growing community. We would absolutely love to have you. Now, if you really...
And you can have our... Let me just insert a guarantee there. Sorry to cut you off, but none of us are heirs to South African emerald mine fortunes.
I can
abuse that power.
I could guarantee that.
I haven't actually checked. I should add that disclaimer.
Nicole may be an heiress to a South African emerald mine fortune, but the rest of us are definitely not.
So, if you really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. If you made it this deep in this podcast, I assume you have not stumbled upon it by accident. You have probably found us quite deliberately, and if so, you have found a podcast service quite deliberately. It probably allows you to leave some sort of review, and if you do so and leave it honestly and leave it somewhere visibly that we can find it, we will, because we have a certain set of skills that involves reading comments on the internet, and we will read your comment and recognize you as the 5-star human being that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, come on closer. A little closer. A little closer. You can donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/haplessheroes, where we have a few different reward tiers. Not too many. We're not trying to keep it overwhelming. We're not trying to sell too much stuff. We're not trying to build some sort of financial empire here. We're just trying to, make sure that we can cover some of our costs and bring our entertainment to you. And, if you donate, you could get access to our special lounge channel in our Discord, some of our bloopers, some of our outtakes, some of our in-between episodes. These are things that if you really like us, you might want to hear.
And if you like us,
it's proper content.
Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Please go on.
That's it. That's all I was going to say.
And if you like us right now, you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal. Make 5 pounds of mac and cheese and put it in a 2-pound bag and throw it out the window of a moving Volkswagen Beetle, yellow, of course, and scream that everyone watching should listen or watch Hapless Heroes podcast.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. I have nothing to say to that.
Wait. Sorry. 5 pounds of mac and cheese in a 2-pound bag?
That's right.
Basically making an omnibomb of mac and cheese.
Is it the bag that itself weighs 2 pounds, or
I don't know.
does the
What
bag
is it,
have a 2-pound volume?
I feel like every other day in elementary school, somebody would be like, "You look like 5 pounds of shit stuffed in a 2 band." And
I don't think I've
everybody would be
ever
like,
had-
"Oh, damn, that's a sick bird."
I have
Like
never
7
once
whole
heard
pounds.
anyone say that to someone.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't know.
I've heard
I
that.
think it was
Definitely been called
effective.
that by a drill instructor at some point.
I think it was an effective and scathing burn
I see.
that was delivered well
That
by
is
a
all.
4th grader.
It's the only question I had. That's all for me from the audience.
I don't have effective and scathing burns, but I do have an effective and scathing outro, and we're going to implement that starting on my left with Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
Always at my service.
To his left, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
The other skeleton, let me at him.
To her left, we have Perida Lincolnwoods, played by Zach.
I wish I brought my jorts for this.
To his left, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his left, we have the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
Why do my plans never just work?
My name is Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master this evening. We will see you next week as we continue this combat. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
May the jorts be with you.